Hello everyone, and welcome to the June Inspiration Report. Get yourself a nice beverage and get ready to be inspired. Once again, hello and welcome to the Inspiration Reports. We are super excited that you've decided to join us today. We are super excited to be here, and we're going to introduce ourselves now. If I can get my stuff together here. All right. Good morning, fellas. Welcome.
Morning, guys.
How's it going?
How are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going good. Now, look at that hair, Jose. It looks awesome, brother. I don't think I've ever seen you with short hair. Did you get a job at Disney or something?
I only wish. Yeah, it's been almost 5 years since I haven't my hair cut like to this size. So yeah, it was kind of it was a shock at the beginning, but now I feel very comfortable with it.
Well, it looks good, dude. And Sean, your hair looks great as usual. Always looking good.
Yeah, I was shocked like 15 years ago. Not anymore.
And fellas,
read poetry for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fellas, it is
I need my
summertime.
glasses,
Summertime is here, and Jose, I know you are in South America, so it's probably opposite. It's probably wintertime there, but we're experiencing some nice warm weather here in Canada. I know in Florida it's a little bit too hot. Also, if you're coming into us from Los Angeles, it's hot there because of a heat dome they're having. Not quite sure what that means yet, but yeah, I mean, it's the start of summer. Ready for some summer fun.
Heat dome right here, Lee.
Make sure you put a lot of sunscreen on that. So we want to make sure that we welcome our awesome audience here. It looks like we've got Liz coming to us from the Northeast, and also Juliet. What's up, Juliet? Already talking in Afrikaans is our good buddy Francois coming to us from the Johannesburg area. Thank you for joining us.
I thought it was Dutch.
Afrikaans. Yeah, don't say that. He doesn't like it when you say that. We got Jake here. What's up? What's up, Jake? We're happy to see you there. Mark's here. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you all here. Thank you all again for joining us. We hope to inspire you. This is what we call a little inspiration in a box to help you see outside of yours. It's kind of giving us a tribute to our very first name, which was the Inspiration in a Box Report, but now it is called the Inspiration Report. And so without further ado, we are going to get started. Sean, you are, I believe, you are up first, or no, I guess I'm up first. Yeah. So yeah, it's about time that restaurants are realizing that we as consumers may not like using QR codes, which is really interesting. You can put it in the chat on whether or not you prefer this or not, but it did start in the pandemic, and it made sense to swap out paper menus for QR codes because we were trying to have a safer, healthier, friendly alternative to actually touching menus and things like that. But now restaurants and their customers are ready to ditch what they're calling the tacky technology. So according to the Wall Street Journal, and more specifically a survey conducted by market research firm Technomic, QR codes are actually discourage patrons from dining at an establishment altogether. Just 2 years ago, the same company reported that 88% of customers prefer paper menus at sit-down restaurants. Sean, how do you feel about that?
I don't mind the QR codes actually, and I mean, I think like the menu can add to the experience depending where you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, but sitting here thinking about it and watching the chat, I mean, it immediately engages you in what should be a non-phone experience to be on your phone.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't
from
agree
that
more.
perspective alone, get rid of it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And you have another great article
I agree.
in the report today that talks about a restaurant that's actually you pay for to get rid of your phone while you go inside. So we're going to tell you a little bit more about that. But it says many restaurants are reportedly removing their QR codes, and because they were starting to alienate people. So it's no secret that many patrons actually hate them. In fact, there's an entire Reddit thread dedicated to bashing QR codes. Several adversaries call them annoying and a pain. There might be some privacy issues using QR codes, and actually the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, issued a warning of its own back in 2023 amid growing abuse of QR codes, saying that they weren't wrong. They're just saying that it might be cybersecurity experts reported there was a 587% increase in QR phishing when you use QR code. So as restaurants have ditched this detect-driven messages, customers are rejoicing. So society is healing. we got some good comments in the chat, Jose. What are people saying?
Yeah, so Jake says that he likes to read a nice, clean menu. But Juliet says that menus always feel tacky. No restaurant cleans them, and I agree with that. And Thomas says he just experienced a hybrid menu where they put the weekly specials on a web page accessed by QR, but the rest of the menu is printed on a permanent menu. So yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a lot of the menus actually feel tacky, but not just tacky, but sticky if you eat it like a rib joint or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
no
Jake also gave us a reminder of an article that we talked about. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 months ago, where in an Italian restaurant they give you wine if you ditch your phone.
Yeah,
right? I don't remember
I love doing
what
that.
month was that, but
check it
yeah,
in.
give me 3 bottles.
Exactly. All right, Sean. Next up, tell us a little bit about Alexa's improvements.
Yes, Alexa is getting some improvements, right? It was interesting to. It's funny, my Alexa just triggered. Hey, don't talk like that. Interesting to think that Alexa is a decade old, which is fascinating, but kind of becoming the brunt of a little bit of jokes with the speed of OpenAI and all those tools, different AIs coming out so quickly and the level of engagement. Scott Galloway, if anyone follows him, NYC business professor, he's an investor. He's calling OpenAI and some of these other tools the Alexa and Siri killers. And they said, really, can't these things do more than just tell you the weather and your cooking timer? So the volume of Alexa, I guess, devices out there is actually quite large from over the last 10 years. 500 million enabled devices is what Amazon is saying has been sold since 2023. They have not revealed the price, and it will not, at least as of right now, will not be part of your Prime offering. So you'd have to pay extra.
You got to pay extra. Well, I mean, good way to drive revenue.
Why always extra?
I'm telling you right now, I want Kit or I want C3PO, and I don't mind it being AI. If it talks back to me sounding like C3PO, then I'm good, right? But
right?
I mean, isn't that probably why we haven't gone that way too? Because it gets a little creepy as it is, right? Google's always listening. Alexa's always listening. I'm trying to say that too loud because she might answer. but
yes,
but yeah, I mean, if you add AI to it, it's gonna be more of a conversational. I mean, we saw the robot that Francois sent us last time. The robot that was talking and moving things around on the table. Like it's only a matter of time. And we put it into Alexa and Google. Yeah. It'll make it easier for me to digest if it's in a familiar robot sound already, or maybe the sound from the video game of where the cake is a lie.
Yeah.
Portal. That the sound of her. That would be great. I forget her name, but that would be awesome.
Didn't we also review an article a year ago or 2 years ago where Scarlett Johansson and Michael B. Jordan, I think they were kind of featured in
Yeah,
in
Michael B. Jordan specifically.
voices?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they used to have on. I remember on old GPSs they used to actually have Darth Vader, C-3PO, Elf,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So
I still
we
would
had a
pay.
former president talking to your GPS. It was hilarious and awkward.
I want Samuel L. Jackson with
yeah, of
all his
course. Yes, of
Right.
I
course.
dare you.
NFTs.
I double dare you to take that U-turn.
All right, Jose, you are up here, buddy.
That's me. I'm up. Yes, exactly. So BT, also formerly known as British Telecommunications, is launching an innovative program to convert old street cabinets traditionally used for broadband phone cables into electric vehicle charging points. Lee, here's one for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm super
The
excited
first
about this.
conversion will take place within weeks in East Lothian, Scotland, and will then expand to more locations. This pilot scheme is run by Etc. That's the name of the company,
Yeah,
the digital incubation arm of the BT Group, and was unveiled ahead of the CES Technology Convention in Las Vegas. Tom Guy, managing director of ETC, stated that their new charging solution is a significant step towards bringing EV charging curbside and addressing key customer barriers. By working closely with local councils in Scotland and across the UK, they aim to tackle the issue of convenient EV charging, which is crucial for their goal to connect for good.
yeah,
Engineers will retrofit the cabinets with a device that allows renewable energy to be shared with a charge point alongside the existing broadband service, eliminating the need for a new power connection. This initiative not only repurposes old infrastructure, but also paves the way for a greener future. In conclusion, guys, BT's creative approach to repurposing old street cabinets into EV charging points is a powerful stride towards solving the EV charging dilemma. It's a shocking twist on all technology that's sure to spark interest in sustainable solutions. Lee, what do you think about that? I know you've been
no,
doing some
I could
some
not
road
be.
tripping.
Yeah, I could not be more excited. I just got back off a 5-night road trip coming down from Canada to Florida and then going back to Canada, and it's still a little bit of a challenge. And yes, you see these kind of boxes on the side of the road all the time. What a great! They're gonna sit there and be ugly anyway, so why not put them to use and make them charging stations, right? And I often wish that there were more level 2 charging stations places, because when you go to a level 3 station, it's serious. It costs 53 cents a kilowatt hour, or sometimes up to 65 cents, which basically makes it the cost of a fill up. And it does, according to the expert, it does a little bit more damage to your battery. So finding these like right outside a person that you're going to visit, for example, and just plugging in for 2 or 3 hours, getting a little bit of charge to get you to your next thing, I love it. I wish there were more.
I do too. And I love the repurposing. I think it's awesome, right? Don't have to build anything new. It's already there. Retrofit it and make it do something else.
Yeah, exactly. I think
very cyberpunky.
Yeah, I think I have a video for this too, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll the video.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have video.
Yeah, 300,000 charge points is a lot, so good for them.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll ever rent an electric
Definitely.
vehicle there, but it's nice to know that they have those. All right, let's hack the shit out of this. So one of the things that we do as Innovation Catalyst is we want to promote a culture of innovation at any place that we go to when we deliver our message about creativity and innovation. And companies are now looking for an edge and searching for ways to encourage their employees to innovate. So a lot of them are having yearly and quarterly hackathons, basically, and getting people together to solve one or two specific challenges. Again, they're always looking for ways to encourage their employees to innovate, and one way to do that is by having an internal hackathon around a theme and having employees attack a problem together. The first one they mentioned here is the CEO and co-founder of DevPost, a company that helps consumers organize and manage their internal and external hackathons. And they've seen how hackathons can help companies encourage employees to solve a big problem. And it's, again, really great way to get a bunch of people in a room or even virtually and let them loose on a particular problem. And when you do that, good things usually happen. So you get cross-discipline involvement, you get innovation, the ideas that people are thinking about, they're building on, and it's amazing what could possibly happen. Now, some people actually do not just hackathons, but ideathons. So it's basically a whole entire day of brainstorming. And it's such a dream come true when I hear this, because when clients call me, I struggle with getting them to go more than 2 hours, because my ideal brainstorm, and Sean, you remember this when you used to do sessions, it's just at 2 hours, people are starting to get really good. So I always recommend 4. Dedicating an entire day to a hackathon like this to solving a problem, to me is the companies that are doing this are probably going to be really successful. It is they've really been able to build a strong hack culture globally, and they're diving into also generative AI to help during that stuff. So it's just a really great way, again, for companies to build ideas and build business. What do you fellas think?
I think it's brilliant
I
because
act.
the interesting thing is, I forget where I had read this. Companies and leaders need to recognize time as a currency, right? And it's interesting when I read that, and it said, how do you spend your time, right? Once you spend it, that's it in a day. So much time is spent on short-term tactical lists,
Yep.
right? And as great as we say technology is with communication, it is killing innovation, right? Teams, Slack, we use both of them at my place, and it's confusing as hell. People need to break away from, as much as we tell kids, break away from screens and actually engage
Yeah.
to create opportunities.
Yeah, I agree. Jose, what were you
Hey,
going to
Sean
say?
and Lee, I have a question for you. Yeah, I just want to ask you guys from the cloud, if just and also a reminder for people that we're available to be hired. What would an idea session would look like if it was an entire day for you guys? So yeah, because I know Lee just said 2 hours is not enough, and I agree with
Never.
it.
Yeah. I usually do.
How would you design one of these idea sessions
Yeah,
for the
usually I
entire
do a
day?
bit of training in the morning, like the first 2 hours we just talk about the tools that we're going to use, and we talk about behaviors, because you kind of have to break some habits before you can have people collaborate together. Talking about the importance of divergence and expansive thinking, and creating some rules around
Yes,
that, and
ending.
and ways for people to kind of police their own behavior. Once you've overcome that, and then we just do rounds of exercises, and I have probably 6 lateral thinking exercises that I use all the time. And I will allow 45 minutes for the exercise and then 15 minutes to do a inspiring and report out. And then I also have a little bit of time at the end of the day to develop the ideas that people tend to choose and put forward, just spending a little bit of time developing them. But yeah, I've done a couple of these where it's an ideathon, where they've dedicated a whole day to a challenge, and they're always very productive. And usually the teams that I work with walk out with tangible stuff that they put into action the very next week. Like it's a very tangible
I've
way
been
to do
there.
it. So yeah, good
Yeah,
stuff.
I've been there with you, Lee. I know how great you are.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, you have been to a couple of those sessions.
Just
All
saying.
right, let's see who's up next. Sean, I think you might. This might be you.
You bet. Talk about innovation, right? And so far as exercises, I have to believe, Lee, that this idea came from a similar exercise of thinking about what wouldn't we do,
Yeah.
right? Listing all the things that wouldn't work
Yeah.
and then solving for it.
You remember the tool we used to use, ideas that will get you fired. That's one of the most
Yes,
fun exercises you could possibly do to really get outside
it was
your way of
great.
thinking, is ideas that would get you fired. It makes people laugh. And then at the end of it, you basically say, there was something good and there's some principle in there that you can use. So extract that principle and throw away the thing that will get you fired, but take that principle and make something of it. So yeah, this looks
Yes,
definitely like one of those things. I got a video for it too.
Yep, yep. And the video will do a much better job explaining it to me. But ultimately, Airheads, regardless of their brand premise, they have created a $7,000 watertight vending machine that operates in pools. And the only payment, which is brilliant, the video shows it, you only pay with fun. What they say it's a nostalgic nod to childhood summers. That adults are not swimming as frequently as they did when they were kids, about 3/4 of adults. So this is an initiative to revive those fond memories and encourage adults back in the pool. Our underwater vending machine is sure to get adults excited about jumping back in the pool and reliving the carefree long summer days. VP of marketing, yada, yada. So many people have nostalgic memories of savoring airheads at the pool on a hot
Yeah.
day. We want to bring this feeling back and with a fun twist. Not sure about that, savoring airheads on a hot day, but the machine is freaking cool and I love it.
Let's check it out.
Roll the bean footage. Great setup.
Airheads in the pool.
I'm gonna check it out.
The pool just got funned up. That is so
That's amazing.
Amazing. No bad ideas out there, fellas. That's for sure.
Nope.
All right.
So if anyone sees one, please try to keep in mind and let us know if you see one of these somewhere.
Yeah, we would love to see that.
Yeah.
And we also don't want to know what fun that you did to get your airhead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the double level airplane seat idea is back. I was just talking about no bad ideas. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
99% of the time.
Yeah, this designer, Alejandro Nunez Vincente, is a fervent believer that two-level seating is the future of flying. But this time, he wants to apply it to the first class cabin as well. So you can see the top part of this picture showcases his original idea of
Steerage.
a double level area, right? And the second part
The
of it,
top is steerage.
yes, exactly. That's when you're, really far, what do you call it, row 440, whatever it is. And then they've basically got this double level, this designer has done a double level first class seat. Now, the economy one, he says, works well, but he wants to kind of apply it to the first class situation. And many first class, if you've ever flown Delta One or whatever first class that you normally fly, there are fully reclinable seats that turn into beds. So when you're flying from the US to South America or to South Africa, you can actually get a good night's sleep. And this guy's goal is to make more space for more seats on the airplane, but also give passengers an even better experience than they get today in business or first class. The message boards haven't really been kind to them. They talk a lot about what we call crop dusting in airplanes, and there might be a lot of that here. But basically most of those comments were in jest, but people can't really see it until they've actually experienced it. So his business partner and he are regularly approached with dream job offers from airlines and seat manufacturers to actually make this vision a reality. So it's not quite a reality yet, Sean, but we might see it soon.
I'm gonna be so mad. Well, you know, the one thing I haven't seen, Lee, is any metrics on increase of capacity by doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just don't sacrifice legroom. You know, to me, those first seats here look kind of like Soarin'. So you know how you get on Soarin' and you're kind of dangling, and you can see people's feet over your head. So
yeah,
that kind of reminds me of that. But I mean, the first class one could actually work. It's still kind of close quarters. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
If they double it as an MRI machine, then fine. But
Fine.
I'm gonna get anxious.
Okay, tell us a little bit.
Jake did flew in a Virgin double level, and he said it was awesome.
Oh, okay,
So
great.
maybe he can give us more information about that. But yeah,
Wow,
that's what we got from the chat.
So
it is
a reality.
different than what we're looking at.
All right, Sean, tell us about green eggs, ham, and beer.
Oh, you
and
bet.
a beer.
So again, I just think this is we see a lot of collaborations, right? Brand collaborations. Oh,
Yep.
We've got one coming. Things that make you go, This one I think is fantastic. So Miller Lite is trying to and has been trying to take ownership over the summertime.
Okay. Makes sense.
And they started to approach the big green egg, right? Do you have one of these by chance, Lee?
I wish. I know several people that do, and I love going over to their house for dinner because it cooks amazing stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't have one, but I think it's brilliant.
I want this. I want a Blackstone for my outdoor kitchen someday. So more to come with that.
Well, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Miller Lite and the Big Green Egg partnered up for a summertime promotion to create the Big Green Keg.
Great name.
A brilliant name, right? So thanks to the keg's ceramic chamber, just a little ice will keep your beer cold from first light to that last stake. One of the things, and I haven't seen these, wasn't paying close enough attention, but Miller Lite each summer recently they launched beer coal, which is beer infused charcoal.
Okay.
And then Grill Share, which is like a bike share inspired grill rentals in New York and Chicago.
Yeah.
Had that idea previously.
Love that.
And then last year it was Beer Cubes, a custom ice tray made for freezing beer and little beer can shaped ice cubes that will fit.
I remember those. Yeah. That's a great idea. Yep. Beers always get warm, and people give you such a hard time. If you put a little bit of ice at the top of the beer, they're like, "You're doing what?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want a cold beer. Come on."
Right. But this is Beer Cubes, which is super smart. So
yeah.
Anyway, the Big Green Keg, $350. There you have it.
Excellent. All right. Next up, Jose, I believe this one is yours. Let me get you on the screen here.
Yeah, and I just want to say that on the chat, Juliet says, it wouldn't be a successful brainstorm in a box without Sean's spear brilliance. And I would agree. have to agree with that.
Thank you.
Keep those beer puns coming in, Sean. We love them.
Yep.
Yes, please. So it's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's a BC cycle.
A bicycle.
A bicycle. Yeah.
Bicycle.
All right, I have to say it in French. Pardon me. So a French company called Seabike has developed a unique swimming device that uses your own leg power to propel you through the water at impressive speeds. Resembling an underwater unicycle, the Seabike is simple to use. Extend its pole to the right length, strap it to your waist, find the pedals, if you can, and start turning the crank. This action drives a 15-inch propeller, allowing you to glide through the water with ease. I believe we have a video.
We do.
The device offers a range of swimming styles, from a relaxed cruise with arms out Superman style, to a fully submerged, pedal-powered fish experience compatible with scuba setups.
Wow.
For variety, you can even flip it and use your arms to drive the propeller. Despite its propeller, the C-Bike is safe for pool use and buoyant, making it easy to retrieve if it comes off. C-Bike also offers snorkeling tours in Cannes and sells the device with snorkel boards and spearfishing kits. Price starting at 290 euros, which is around $310. It's a fun mechanical alternative in an increasingly electric world. The C-Bike promises a swift and enjoyable swim, making it a gadget worth trying. So get ready to pedal your way to aquatic adventures. It's a splash.
I'm just trying not to drown
Sean,
when
I
I'm doing that
believe-
stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's like I would get so tense. I
Yeah.
don't think I could actually like propel myself. And
Honestly,
Sean,
I
I
would've
think
called it the
the price is
Octocycle.
not. Yeah, the price is not correct because it says 300. I have 310 here, but I think that's just for the snorkel. Do you know how much is the actual propeller?
No, not sure.
We no? Okay. Let me search for
Yeah,
it.
I'll show
while
the video.
we look
I'll
at the
show
video.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Moving.
So does this mean that I can actually use myself now?
There you have it.
Interesting.
The C-Bike. For the low price
Thank
of
you, Mr. Barry Jacobson,
$7,000.
for that.
Yes, Barry Jacobson. Thank
Another Barry
you.
fun.
Yeah,
Amazing one.
Barry always sends us a really, really great stuff.
And it's
was gonna say-
370. The one that I think it's a C-Bike Pro. It's priced at 370. And then you have the C-Bike Premium, which you have to ask for details.
That's a little pricey.
Nice.
And it is indeed.
All right, just in
Right,
time
see.
for the Paris Olympics 2024 is breakdancing
Yes.
busting into the Olympics for the first time. Now, for those of you who don't know what breakdancing is, it was a thing that started and characterized by acrobatic movements, stylized footwork, and a key role played in by the DJ and the MC during battles back in the 80s. It gained more popularity through dance shows like So You Think You Could Dance. If you ever watched that, you remember the likes of Hawk and Legacy and people like that. And now they are coming to the Olympics. So this is a chance to grow and educate people on breaking, they think. They interviewed a guy named Jeffrey Lewis, who is the 5th ranked b-boy in the world and considered a favorite for one remaining spots on the Olympic team. Breaking joins other new sports that are going to the Olympics for the first time since the 2020 Tokyo Games: surfing, skateboarding, sport climbing. So we got this video here. We're going to check it out. Well, there you have it. Now you know what breakdancing is. Classic stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I've done that when I was living up north, slipping on ice, but trying not to fall.
Yeah, that's probably what you look like. Okay, Sean, let me get you
They
back
might
up.
come with an uprising parachute pants.
Yeah,
Yes.
Z Cavaricis or something. All right, Sean, tell us a little bit about the next one, which is wearing your use and emotions on your sleeves, literally.
Yeah. So this was this is really more about the video that we're going to show that I thought was brilliant, incredibly creative. And so when I looked into it, just the context of it is an organization called Remake. and it is a nonprofit, very active organization about sustainability and social justice in the fashion industry. A lot of facts that they mention off of their website. It's actually really interesting to take a look at, but 100 billion garments are produced annually, and many of them are discarded within a short amount of time. And many of these clothes are going to third world countries and being burned, which is insane. 2.82 to 8% of greenhouse gas coming from emissions, and 93% of garment workers are not paid a living wage and are subjected to unsafe working conditions. So the video that we'll take a look at is brilliant because the premise is, do you need all the stuff that you buy? Like, how much repeat stuff do you buy? And I always think about it going to a grocery store and looking for toothpaste. Like, seriously? Do we need 27 different kinds of toothpaste? So anyway, one man's opinion.
Yeah.
Watch the video.
Let's check it out. Well, I think mine would be Tervis and Yeti cups. They would be following me everywhere.
I'd like to see people carrying all of their Stanley mugs.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be able to move.
There's a lot. Right. Okay. This one, I believe, is Jose. So, Jose, bring you back here.
Yes. So, in the Netherlands, the Offline Club offers a unique escape from digital overload by banning phones at their events, such as the Italian restaurant with wine. Inviting visitors to experience life without screens. At Amsterdam's Café Brecht, attendees hand over their phones at the door for a structured digital detox hangout, featuring socializing, solitude, and quiet activities. This reminds me of the 90s. Participants ranging from local residents to international visitors find value in the enforced disconnection. Ada Popowicz, a Polish master student, enjoys the focus it brings, while Nathalie Tura, an Italian single mother, appreciates time for herself. Even tourists like Shelley and Matt Nowak relish the chance to recall life before smartphones. Yeah, the 90s. Charging €7.50 to the club's session include activities like reading and journaling. While some find it odd to pay for silence, many appreciate the break from screens. Digital detoxing isn't new in the Netherlands. Organizations like Powerhouse offers retreats and Off the Radar hosts phone-free music events. I've been to one of those, actually. Really? A psychologist named Vasya Sarantopoulou, that was hard, explains that excessive phone use can lead to addiction and impaired social emotional development. She advocates for offline time to foster healthier coping mechanisms and improved mental space. The Offline Club, founded in 2022, began with reading weekends and quickly expanded. Their events often sell out, driven by a growing desire for less screen time and more meaningful connections. Despite their popularity via social media, the club emphasizes a balanced relationship with technology. This movement aligns with Dutch values of work-life balance and community, which I also appreciate a lot. Their events support local businesses and create welcoming spaces for connection without screens. As one participant noted, I feel more connected with humanity. The Offline Club's initiative shows that sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect.
Yeah.
I love this.
Juliet had a great thing in the chat.
Smartphones had. Yeah. It's amazing how the pendulum swings to the other side and we have to pay to get away from our phones. I know, it's like, crazy. This is our childhood. And now we're just going back to that and we're overpaying for it.
Well,
Jake says progressive conferences now put a basket on each table round, and attendees must put their phones in the center of the table during presentation.
Yep.
I've done some of my clients have actually done phone jail where people have to put them in like little cubes like in kindergarten. And I even ask people, I say be present and all in, so please put your phone in your backpack or your purse or something like that. And probably about 80% of the people will do that, but it's amazing how quickly they just can't wait to get back to them. So
crazy. Yeah, we're so dependent on phones and technology itself.
We are indeed.
Yeah.
So a new computer game makes students better at spotting fake news. This is a new game called Bad News. It lets players create a dummy social media account and experience firsthand how easy it is to gain attention online using deceptive tactics. Players will experiment with 6 common disinformation techniques: polarizing debate tactics, impersonating a credible news source, conspiracy theories, discrediting opponents, trolling, and emotional appeals. Researchers testing Bad News on students saw positive results. Players improved at spotting manipulation and fake news pretty quickly. Interestingly, students who trusted reliable sources were even better at identifying misinformation. This highlights the growing importance of pre-bunking, is what they call it, learning to recognize fake news tactics before encountering them. Another study showed people struggled to identify online bots, raising concerns about disinformation's impact, especially with upcoming elections. So I've got a video for it. I'm going to go ahead and roll that video. Yeah, good stuff. But like Juliet was saying in the chat, why not do this just like your annual fishing thing that you have to do at work? What are they? The compliance training. Yeah, compliance training. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it also works not only for kids, but also for adults as well.
Yeah, definitely need
100%.
it more. All right, tell us why your feet smell so delicious, Sean.
Yeah, talking about news that stinks, right? So again, back to our unique collaborations of brands. Well, Pringles and Crocs have teamed up for an ankle holster for your potato chips, right?
Oh my gosh.
My wife love the notion that our dog's feet used to smell like Fritos. Like she has Frito feet. Well, how humans are going to have Pringle feet. This is interesting. The global market for snack foods exploded during the pandemic. It's growing more and more. And so manufacturers are trying to get creative with how to create news and differentiate themselves, right?
Okay.
The pair of boots that we're looking at, how much do you think they cost, Lee?
$40, $50? What do you got?
You're cute.
They're Crocs.
$100 for these boots.
$100 for Crocs. Oh my gosh.
$100 for the Pringles Crocs.
Yep. Wow. Amazing.
These classic crush boots come with a mini can of new Pringles flavor called Crocktail Party, which the company says is a watermelon chill lime flavor. And there is a $70 version of classic clogs, $50 classic slides, and they don't come with necessarily the holster. They come with different charms themed to Pringles shapes and stuff. What's interesting about this? Yeah.
I said the one thing
Well,
this reminds me of is the Pringles can bottle a water dispenser that you take to the gym, so people will judge you while you're drinking your water out of your Pringles can.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I'd rather take that to the theme park and have it filled with alcohol. But
yeah, exactly.
This, I'm sure many people have done this, right? We've reported, maybe not this past Thanksgiving, but the two before it. There was the turkey hat. Was that Arby's, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, whoever had it, they had a turkey hat, which is interesting. And Dunkin', right? Dunkin' has had limited time merchandise releases that sold out. Yeah, the boots sold out.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Good partnerships. Get us some clicks. You know, keep them coming, you guys. Good shit.
Yep.
All right.
Jake says he also needs another holster for hot salsa.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, there you go.
Or guacamole, Jake. Don't forget the guacamole.
Yes.
All right. This is a really great post, Sean, from your MIT. I know it's great. This is how 8 innovators leaders keep track of ideas at MIT. Digital note-taking apps in today's go-to organization tools, but sometimes you just can't beat pen and paper. So I'm going to rattle off some leaders here in industry. Though they start by saying Taylor Swift uses voice memos by writing her next hit. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, who's worth $14 billion, uses a note-taking app that comes inside the Apple, his iPhone for free. Richard Branson always keeps a pen and notebook close. Spanx founder and billionaire Sarah Blakely also keeps a notebook close to her. And then just amazing that the fact that some people use post-it notes and keep the post-it notes organized. Some people have a dry erase board behind them, but the clear fact is that there's always something to capture ideas. This is something that we teach in our innovation workshops, and also we do in our brainstorms. Capturing ideas and articulating ideas are really important, because somehow when you get back from the bar in an hour, you won't remember it. So please make sure you bring a pen with you to write on that bar napkin, because that's absolutely why it was invented, right, Sean? Bar napkins were not meant to really soak up the beer. It's meant to write your great ideas. And whatever it may be, if you're using a smartphone, if you're using a note-taking app, if you're writing down stuff, always keep one close by, because especially like by your bedside, because those big ideas come in your subconscious, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I need to write it down right away. So great article. What else inspired you about this, Sean?
Actually, a question for you along the same line. So if you're doing a session, and I've seen companies and conference rooms where they've invested in the technology of basically a digital whiteboard, right? Which has a lot of functionality. If you're doing a session, Lee, would you prefer to have digital whiteboards with different functions, or flip charts and Sharpies? What do you prefer to use?
I have used digital whiteboards before. I personally don't care for them, because what happens a lot of times, it's also happens for online digital capture boards like Mira and Miro. I love them, but sometimes the technology puts people back into that beta brain mode where they're struggling so much with the technology part that it's hard for them to get out their ideas. So I find that the capturing with a pen and paper is simple. Now, I do things like I will always record people when they report out their ideas, because when they report them out, they'll say a bunch of other things that they didn't actually write down, and I'll compare those two things to make sure I give the client back the ideas that were closest. But yeah, I find that good old-fashioned capturing is fine. I would love to have kind of a hybrid, though, where I could use an iPad capture device for those who prefer to type on a computer, but I can't have it if it's going to get in the way of people being in the right state of mind, right? So
great.
Okay, last but certainly not least, the New York Metro Gala. I love this so much, Sean. So, Sean, I'm going to just talk really quick first. But when you sent this and I looked at this, I I was totally missing when we used to do the Buzz Report at Disney. One of the things besides OK Go, because I put every OK Go thing in the Buzz Report, but another thing that I love putting in was Improv Everywhere. Improv Everywhere was such a big thing in the early 2010s, right? They were doing all of these great flash mobs. I remember the one where they dressed 300 people up with a blue shirt and khakis and walked into Best Buy, and then they did the same thing with a red shirt and khaki at Target. Oh my gosh, hilarious. And then they would start doing mall musicals and things like that. So this harkens back to that. And it really is another thing that, Sean, you and I have, and Jose, I know you also live by this, but it's called surprise and delight. And people, in most cases, are maybe having a bad day, and just doing a little bit of surprise and delight can change a situation and make people really feel good. So I love the fact that you found this, and I hope they continue to do it, right?
And Lee, think about the cultural change, right, since 2010. So with so many people looking down on phones constantly, right?
Yep.
The attention that bringing back flash mob like engagements and crowds, it could be exponentially more impactful now than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And with phones, it would be captured and shared so much, especially talking with the different social platforms and TikTok. Like it seems to be like an art or a marketing tactic of sorts.
Yeah.
That should be brought back and would be unbelievably more valuable.
Yeah, Juliet mentions in the chat about screaming fans at the studios. Exactly, Juliet. That's what we thought of too. We also thought about when you're greeted on a Disney cruise ship, they announce your name and everybody applauds. It's just a small touch, but it's really fun walking down the red carpet with a bunch of strangers yelling at you and screaming and stuff like that. It's just, yes, I know it probably terrifies introverts sometimes. They can't wait till they get to the other end of the red carpet, but it's still interesting. And you got to check these people out on this video. You ready to roll the video, Sean?
Yep. Great. Roll it.
I think that the most amazing part about that, and Sean, this is another thing that I find at my sessions and my workshop, when everybody is all in, everybody is all in even more. Like you saw that everybody coming up there, they just decided they would be all in, and they did a spin, or the one was like, hello, waving and stuff like that. Like it is contagious. Like that kind of behavior is contagious. And I find this specifically, I do this really fun thing with lightsabers called the Force of Creativity Jedi Training. And I find that I ask people to make their Jedi names, right? And when they introduce themselves, they automatically get like this regal accent, like they're some kind of Jedi, and it's just awesome because I didn't tell them to do that, but they're like starting to be all in. So I encourage everyone out there to be all in. And Jake, I love the fact that you said that a lot of people do that at barbers and beauty salons. It really does create some fun loyalty, and think of ways that you can surprise and delight people, because that stuff goes a long way, right, fellas?
Love it. Yep. Well said. Well said.
Definitely. That's the reason why I cut my hair.
Right.
Let's see. Jake talked about my Jedi. I call myself LeeBeeXLT Kenobi, which is not actually, I didn't follow the rules of making my name. I just like that name. So thank you for asking, Jake. All right, fellas.
Jedi squasha.
Well, it's time for us to leave one Kenobi.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh.
All right, fellas. Thank you very much for a great report. Sean, you really put together a winner for this time. Jose, thank you for being here in the middle of winter in South America. And Jose, hair looks great, man. Keep it up. Looks awesome, making us all look good here.
Jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeling like the Metro Gala.
Yeah. The three of us are pretty busy the first part of July, so we won't see you again until July 19th. But we really look forward to the next time we are with you. And any parting words, fellas, before we say goodbye?
Get out there and walk the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And if you want to take anything from previous months or this month's report, Sean just posted the link tree where we have all the articles. Thank you to all our collaborators, and we'll see you in July.
Yep. See you all in July.
Awesome.
Have a great start of your summer. Woo!
Thanks, guys.